My name is Sudhir Chadda. I'm a partner with Madhouse Grill.
Hi, I'm Aman Talreja. Been in Pune for like 13 years. I run a couple of different restaurants and bars in the city.
Hi, my name is Nikki Ramnani. We run The Daily, Suki, The Second House, and Cafe Lento.
I am Karan Khilnani from Together Hospitality, and we run a few brands under us in Pune and Goa.
I'm Chef Vardhan Marwa, and I'm from Pune. Currently running 5 restaurants here in this beautiful city. And we're sitting right now at Faro, which is my baby.
There's always age before beauty.
I'm like, खिला दिया मुझे इसने meat, I knew it.
If you don't want to answer them, then you just take a short to avoid you, right?
I wonder what that is.
I've removed it. The Pune chapter.
Pune chat. कोई तो देख लो. What a generous man. Yeah. Unnecessary expense.
Find it damn weird that I'm talking to them and I'm constantly like,
Yeah, man.
हाथ पैर तोड़ेगा बोला उसने.
For the what?
Oh, I think you'll flip the script. Certification about tire. Come on. Okay.
Please wear it properly. दिखना नहीं चाहिए आपको.
Okay.
The last game of the day is called Password. मैं भी पहली बार खेल रहा हूँ. खेला समाप्त करा जाए.
आते थे क्वेश्चन गलत हो गया है. ये क्वेश्चन मैंने मेरे को पूछा.
Valentine ला जाएगा तेरे पास.
Earliest we've woken up on a Monday.
yeah,
Yeah, I think 7:30.
6.
let's be serious, guys. Okay.
Khana's coming.
Who's coming?
Khana.
Hi. Hi, my name is Chef Priya and I've got the Turkish brunch for you guys, all inspired by foods from around the Anatolian belt. So we've got some really nice pita, there's atom, and there's some more bread going here. Some more bread around the table. Chilies.
This is going to be cut or?
Thank you.
Now there's some mushrooms and some chicken to go around the
We're
table.
busy 2-3 hours now.
Yeah.
And we're doing a vegetarian shakshuka as well. Enjoy.
I think all,
You know what I mean?
Except
Sudhir eats everything.
I'm a vegetarian, but I taste everything.
yeah, you taste. You have to.
I taste everything, so people are like this, yes, can it. They randomly see me tasting anything and everything. And I have eggs. So to replace eggs and give me a vegetarian shakshuka is like, fuck, eggs to hata hu main. Huge food. I eat eggs a lot.
No, I remember that all trials you used to eat.
Yeah,
Although you're a vegetarian, but yeah, of course.
I also always thought you're conveniently vegetarian. Like you eat when you have to. You eat when you have to. I've seen you eat like in a restaurant also.
No.
No.
So
He doesn't do that.
if we go out to a
If
restaurant,
it's a business decision that needs to be put on the menu, then you will.
tastings at the restaurant, I'm trying everything. And if we go out and you're like, this is the best prawn I've had, I'll have a bite.
But that's convenient, right?
Yeah. Or if you call me over and if your mom has cooked something, I will not be like, "Arey, auntie nahi khata." I'll have something because someone's cooked with heart. But I'm not ordering it out of convenience.
So out of choice.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm just choosing to have veg as much as possible. That's all. It's
The same thing.
Okay, so the cue card says 1 minute story challenge. I think we have to narrate a story and then reflect on it.
There's always age before beauty. So
Sorry? Seniors first.
So,
No, so, I mean, let me ask you all, yeah? I mean, when did hospitality stop getting glamorous for you guys? Is because, nowadays people get into the business only for the glamour. And I know clearly when it stopped getting glamorous for me, though.
2024 for you.
June. Also. Let's not get there. You make it very political.
in Kalai Nagar, yeah.
No, but we started off when we were 24, and then every night used to be like this. You know, you have this certain number that you want to touch, and then in the middle of the night, somebody's celebrating an anniversary outside. Somebody's cleaning puke off in the washroom. You know, one pipe is burst in the restaurant. When we started off, this happened, and when we joined the business, we thought it's all going to be glamorous. It wasn't. Like, that's when my perception changed about the business completely. Like, in the middle of the night, there was one bartender who wanted to leave us, right? And I went to him, started shouting at him, saying, "Bas ho gaya, niklo, ho gaya," you know, because he did something. And then the restaurant got busy. That same evening. I said, "Hey, सुनना, senior, आप बहुत अच्छे हो यार."
Monday show.
नहीं नहीं रुको. That guy's still with us. He's still with us. But because of a like busy night, we had to hold him back. So these instances made me feel that, you know, like there's so much more to the industry than just the glamour.
The back end. The back end is shitty. The back end of it.
I don't think there was one point where it stopped getting glamorous. I think again, it's a bunch of these small things that hammer you, and you go like, wait, this is more serious work than just, you know, people coming, validating you. Oh, good players, let's have a drink. So initially it was all of that, but I think instances like this, like one time, I will not take names, but one of our managers got into a serious fight with our head chef, and he slapped him. And the kitchen team next day was like, "We're not coming to work."
Yeah.
At 11:30 a.m., they were like, "We're not coming to work." Like literally like saying, "This is not cool." And we were opening in half an hour, and I had to, whatever that took to deal with that. And then also realizing that you leave your weekdays for some real work, because weekends could become about watching ops or doing some PR or meeting guests, and weekdays is like, "Chal, let's do some work and let's do some future planning." And then you realize that you're spending 6 hours at the excise for whatever reason, or like 5 hours with PMC.
One
or
second, and waiting outside, and somebody making you wait for 3 hours.
just waiting outside. And
Just
you're like,
because you
"Sala,
also break
kahan
your
hai Tuesday
ego."
ko yaar?"
Karan has done that too much.
Multiple times. Multiple times. I think we all have done that too much, because so I think this is when you
He and I
realize-
waited outside together also one day. So,
yeah. So these
or at
moments
least we've spoken about it.
we have spoken about it.
Yeah.
Vicky. So I have a story which is about memory and experiences. What we actually essentially do in our day-to-day lives, if you break it down. So the year is 2015. We are in the mountains. Me, bunch of friends, Dishant. Dishant is my brother and founder of Luna Hospitality. And we are in Manali. It's freezing. We have gone to a very sweet, clean, not fancy, but a very nice, clean restaurant. And we've ordered dinner, some hot food, cold beers, and the restaurant owner, this lady, she's around. She's very warm. She's very sweet. She's come to our table a bunch of times, spoken. While leaving, we're saying bye to her, and on her desk is this vintage brass ashtray. Exactly the vintage brass ashtray that is at Delhi, Bombay. So we see and we're like, it's actually a measuring cup to measure rice. So it's very unique. We got from Chor Bazaar. So we're like, "Hey, nice ashtray. Where did you get it from?" And she's like, "Arey, you won't believe it. 6 months back, I was in Bombay. And I was in Bandra, and I've gone to this bar, and I've had such a good time. The music was amazing. The cocktails were on. It was such a good night that I had to steal something for keepsake.
That's wow.
So I just took it from there. And I'm like, "Oh, okay. What was the name of the bar?" And she's like, "Oh, it was the Daily." And Dishant was like, "Yeah, that's my bar. You stole my ashtray." And it was so
I
interesting.
just totally imagine Dishant saying that.
Yeah, and she was like, "What?" And we all have burst out laughing. But it's so interesting, this thought we've reflected on, because I've said this story many times, is that if you catch a guest taking something, you stop them because it's stealing. Or like, "Hey, why are you doing that?" But technically, all this woman did was she has summed up her entire night's experience, attached it to a thing, and taken it for memory, technically. Like what we do every day for weeks, for months, is eventually that whoever leaves from here, you want to be a small part of their good memories, right? That's what we're eventually doing.
Because think about it. She remembers something 6 months back because of that one thing. What do you remember from last week? What did you eat or where did you go? You know, in today's social media life, that's great, man. Like if somebody has that kind of experience and kept that memory because of that one small action,
Yeah.
it really means nothing to us also. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
As a merchandise, you know, so
But to travel so many miles apart and to hear that's a story, right? Like you are eventually technically just being a part of somebody's experience and memory, and in the moment it could be stealing, but after 6 months it's such a good story, and you're like, wow, yeah, this is so sweet and so nice. So
you know, while you're saying this, I'm just thinking about it. I'm gonna put this thing out, man, that
Ashtrays.
let people take what they want.
No, but half of them,
all, you know.
half of them
Pune.
want you, man.
Pune will steal
Yeah.
because they just want to. It's so shocking. I don't want to generalize the whole city, but we were like, we'll stack up the women's washroom with all essentials.
Yeah.
So we stacked up with all essentials for the maybe next 2 weeks.
Also,
It was over on the first night because people have come and just stuffed their bag. Arey yaar, don't do this. Like right now we are.
But they become your regulars in some sort, you know, because they know that, you know, they've taken enough from you and they have to give you back. I think it works as a reverse psychology.
Chalo, silver lining. Silver lining accepted.
Silver lining.
so
Silver line.
fill up your washrooms tomorrow. Again.
But there are so many of these stories, you know, that like we can talk about all day.
Yeah.
I you know, something recently happened and I remember we have a restaurant called Gather, other side of town. And there was this guest who didn't like the glass. So, you know, we started using these Japanese sort of glasses nowadays. And he was having an expensive whiskey. I'm adding the story for you. He just said, listen, man, this is not a good enough glass for the Talisker that I'm having. It's not a good enough glass. One of the boys, he went to Murphy's in Prabhat Road, picked up a heavy crystal glass, got it back, served the drink, the second repeat in that glass to the guests.
Wow.
And this is what we live for, right? Hospitality.
Yeah.
And having said that, great to have Murphy's as a neighbor.
I have no idea Madhouse is taking ingredients. Such is. No wonder I'm spending so much money all the time on this.
Good, you're making enough. We returned it.
You also did.
Okay, cool.
What's your story, bro?
I mean, I don't have a story, but I think we are in the story. And I'm just figuring out, because I don't come from this background of hospitality in any way. I was mechanical engineer. I had no idea about all this stuff, what it is. And I think over 10 years, we have just learned seeing things. And I keep saying this to Nikki, Dishan, a couple of times, that no, it's just, we are learning from seeing things, and it's all about, the story is actually, I'm realizing my story is more about being aware and just taking it what it comes and being very consciously aware, okay, what is right for you to do and not. And you're still figuring out, okay, right? So I think the story is just going with the flow and see, how things happen.
Funnily, we both started neighborhood bars and now we're talking about philosophy.
Yeah. And his and my journey has been exactly similar, because like we got married same year. We opened the first restaurant same year. We expanded at a similar pace. We opened a different size of restaurants at the similar time. It's just,
No, it's inspiring for both of us, right?
yeah, it's
like
just,
keep driving each
it's
other.
just,
Of course, like even with Nikki, I think the three of us, welcome to the gang, but
yeah.
the three of us at least, you know, we've got that drive between people and we take competition so like
And
Well,
positively.
actually, yeah, positively. And
Yeah.
I think
we take
and it's healthy, right? In a way where we always need someone to push us. You know, I was listening to this philosophy thing is so integral now to life.
we see
And,
it
and,
as
and, yeah, and you know, in any game, you need minimum 2 people. Correct?
Yeah.
If there's one person, if there's a one person who's running the best podcast in the world, there's no second. He won't get better, right? So in anything to do better in life, you need minimum 2.
he's trying to hint at Alfresque.
Yeah. For Alfresque to get better, they need to have someone who does a podcast without the host. Otherwise, they'll shut shop.
That's actually amazing. Very good.
True.
So yeah.
But yeah, I think the competition bit is very, very important. Without that, our business is nothing.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
people say there's so much competition, there's so much competition here. It's a street of restaurants and bars where similar people, like-minded people are going out and drinking and eating.
Yeah.
And they are experiencing something. It is important for us to do something better than Nikki, and then Nikki doing something better tomorrow.
Yeah.
It is absolutely essential to get better every day.
Food has become high tech. There was a time in Korega Park, going back long time. There was only one restaurant, Prem's. You ate what you got. Today, food has become so technical that every little detail is looked into. Our time when we were growing up, you got your stuff, they just put it in your plate and kept it.
Yeah.
Today, now I'm looking at this, the way it's plated,
Yeah.
the colors, so it's become technical.
But with all due respect, I beg to differ there. I don't think food is the only thing that runs outlets
At all, yeah.
because if even that tree that I'm looking at, it's giving me that warmth in the property
Oh, yeah, of
with the
course.
lighting,
Everything.
with the energy of the staff,
Yeah.
with the music when you walk in.
It's more of all that, less of food, I feel.
In fact, yeah, I mean,
That's the
like,
flip
only-
side then,
only-
which is
only-
another conversation.
Yeah, it's a full different conversation.
I feel mediocre food with better everything else sells more. Right? That's why
But-
McDonald's is not the best burger. It's the most consistent burger.
And
Right?
No,
And
I
obviously-
beg to differ again.
No, I
Like,
think so.
See, it's a different market altogether.
No, I'm saying
So
it's
you-
as an example. I'm not comparing McDonald's to
the vada pav
restaurant.
guy, yeah.
But what I mean to say is, if someone is not serving, best food is subjective, right? It's not that okay, I had the best food there. It could be someone hates that, right? That's what we kept getting feedback also, right? Someone who loves it, and there is one person who hates it. But what I mean to say is, the product in the end is a personal choice. But I feel there are restaurants which are serving average food, but they do way better, right? Because there are so many other things that come in life which are top notch there, be it service, be it ambience, be it hospitality, be it all. that
One
stuff,
thing
right?
I've learned over the period of time, and especially being married to Vijata, is that you need to have your audience.
Yeah.
In your head, in your business,
Uh,
you cannot be catering to everybody.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's very simple.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you know that this is your TG and that's about it,
Yeah.
you should be happy with what you have.
Yeah.
You cannot be a place for everyone. Like
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
18-year-old going out for dinner to a
Madhouse
52-year-old
Grill.
going out to dinner is going to be different, right? Completely.
yeah,
You
that-
just cannot have the entire age group together in one place, in one room.
Going out.
All right, guys, unpopular opinion. Indian restaurants spend too much money on ambience and too little money on invisible quality. Invisible quality, I'm guessing, being the back of the house, the quality, the ingredients, the kitchen, etc. etc. First of all, do we think it's true?
Absolutely.
Absolutely true. I think, and
Yeah,
we
yeah.
were also one of those people. Now we are evolving with time, and we're still getting better at that.
People don't give enough emphasis. Even we didn't, as you said, but until we learned better.
Yeah.
Like with Chef Hanos coming in, Chef Vardhan coming in,
Yeah.
we've learned from them, right? That
Yeah.
we need to, and we've seen the results after investing with what they are saying, with their experience
Yeah.
of kitchens and back
Yeah.
areas and all of that. We're learning the fact that it can give you enough and more results, enough and more returns,
Yeah.
and ROI.
Yeah.
At least I've seen that.
Yeah.
So now when we plan a restaurant, as he said, we'll first give emphasis to the
Obviously.
back area. And especially when it comes to anything that we do, at least now, in today's times, the philosophy of the food also matters so much with the kind of ingredients you're using. So you need to have that kind of a backup space to make sure everything is going in that direction. Because let's say you eat at Easy Peasy, for example. When you step out of the restaurant, 2 hours later, you will not feel hungry, or you will not feel rather full. Sorry, not you will feel a little bit hungry. You won't feel absolutely. You won't feel absolutely full because we don't use those kind of ingredients at all. Which another Asian restaurant will do. I think you'll agree to this because Suki also uses that level of ingredients.
Also, everything has become international now. You have to be on par with what's happening around the world. I mean, I'm again talking about the old days. It was Pune centric. It was this location. It was this. So you had a small little kitchen, So now you become like you guys have gone international there. So you have to be on par. Your kitchen technology has come in at the back end. Kitchen today.
No, I feel even customer is getting smarter now. Customer
of course.
knows
They're
quality. Earlier, it was when we had this term called Instagrammable places. 5 years,
Yeah.
7 years back. People were making because of that. We're not making because of that now. We are going more product, more concept forward places, and
Yeah.
And
But
that's
also,
what.
don't you agree? Like after COVID, people have traveled. Our guests have
Because-
traveled so extensively,
It's the fear.
and everybody knows what they're eating, drinking, and they're expecting us to do
That level of
international
quality.
level
Yeah.
stuff for them.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to.
Everything is now there, no? Digital.
And I
You
think
can't
the
hide.
reason why this happened, like why is this happening? It is because of the phone and the social media.
Social-
Because anyone who's younger, who's excited about hospitality, looks at that first. Looks like, okay, I can do a pretty place. I can do good plating. I can do good looking cocktails. I can do a good looking place. And I think the influence comes from there. So like when we open new restaurants, we will what do we show first? We show the prettiest picture first. Do we show a back end? We don't. So I think some onus lies on us. If we are saying, hey, we are focusing on the back end, then maybe I don't know how. I'm just like thinking out spitballing right now. Like maybe talk about it a little more, maybe show more. Because even as us, we show the pretty things first. And the young guys are like, okay, fine, ye chalta hai, to ye karte hain.
And it's easy to do that.
Right. It's easy to do that. So it is the Instagram world where Instagram is a visual medium. So people focus on visual things first.
As much as it's scary, but it's true. I mean, Instagram
Yeah.
does hold a lot of like
Yeah.
power in our industry.
Yeah. So the power has to be taken back into our hands into expressing and communicating. Anyways, Instagram is, I think, is fucking dead. Like everything is beautiful, right? So now what works? Being authentic. And if being authentic works and being raw works, then we might as well talk about these things. Like how often are we opening a new restaurant and first showing a big kitchen for a new person to be influenced maybe, or showing the effort and work your head chef is putting into multiple trials, into the quality of ingredients he's getting, and investing in that first.
Yeah.
Like having the
Yeah.
having the heart to be like, okay, let's put the money where our mouth is. So
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit back on us because kids will be influenced by what they see, and we show this first. To be honest, we show a spread first before chef talking about why this format or what is this philosophy. Philosophy is coming thoda second.
But at some
It's
level,
easy
we
to-
show it because people want to see that. You know,
So then we are the same,
yeah,
You know,
right.
you know, but I also somewhere agree to him where people don't want to see product.
Yeah,
Oh, gaya time.
People don't want to see product. People want to see a little more than
product.
product
Or a
on
story, or
Instagram.
whatever,
They want
yeah.
to see a story.
Story.
They want to see the culture that you have. They want
Yeah.
to see people.
Yeah,
They want to see people.
yeah,
They definitely want to see who is behind the scenes.
yeah.
But I don't think, focusing on one shakshuka would
Yeah.
really like get you guests.
Yeah, of course. One day. We are finishing in take one.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You start with it.
Okay.
Something weird about you, which people think is wonderful.
Which people think is wonderful, he thinks is
One
wonderful.
sec.
Oh, you think-
I know something that people may think is weird, but I think that's wonderful.
Yeah. That's the whole thing.
Oh, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, that is a better, yeah.
So at least 4 to 5 times a week, I go without my phone and without my chappals for a walk in the garden at 3 a.m. Almost every night. I'm sure somebody who looks from the window goes like, "Ye kaun hai rando chaddi mein aaya at 3 a.m. every night." But something about that hour, something about without the phone, I think I've gotten one of my best reflections, ideas, some thoughts, some ideas at that hour. So I kind of make it into a ritual that I take some time off. And because I'm awake at that hour because lifestyle is fucky. So yeah, I take my 3 a.m. garden walks sort of seriously.
I also think something that is wonderful but weird about you is that on your birthday, at least it used to happen that you used to be at Osho on your birthdays, right?
No, he goes off.
Yeah, I just take off. I
Yeah.
can't. do
Osho could be
birthdays.
1 year, but other things are like whatever he does.
Yeah. I cannot handle the attention.
Yeah.
So birthdays since 2013 have been alone.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
What about you, Sudhir?
Oh, there are lots of weird things, but I can tell you a few weird things that I've done.
But they have to be wonderful to you.
Oh, wonderful to me.
Huh.
I used to go running at 4:35 in the morning. Running, and just hear the sound of birds, get up, pitch dark, run.
Thank you very much.
One particular morning, I was running and I met a friend of mine. He said, "You're an idiot, man. What time? You know what time it is?" I said, "Yeah, 4:35. He said, "Complete wacko." It was 12:30 in the night, and I was doing my run to from Korea Park to East Eden. So I used to do these weird things.
But wait, you thought it's 4:30, but it was 12:30.
It was 12:30 in the night.
Whoa.
And
Can I add on to Shruti? This happens after the fourth whiskey that he's had in the night.
Wonderful. I'm feeling wonderful. It's so weird.
but yeah, weird things.
अरे अरे बाबा
Oh, damn.
screen broken.
Yeah, I think
So that car that
Oh.
was left outside Eco was his or what? Because he ran home and reached Kora.
What about you, Aman?
Yeah.
What's weird and wonderful, but wonderful?
I think weird to to everyone who is working with me, I feel the weird is that I want to go in lot more depth of things now. And it's like sometimes that overthinking is weird. Right? You keep thinking, and you want people to think the way you think.
Hmm.
And that sometimes comes across as weird, right? How weird is that in terms of, okay, you want... Because see, what I am aiming at is, I think, I now believe that clarity is power.
Yeah.
And I see people across, including myself, work with lack of clarity. And to get clarity, you need a lot of thought, which sometimes comes across as weird, right? Because people are okay not being very clear. And that comes across as weird, but that's wonderful to me because that changes everything, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to just add on to what he's saying. I got diagnosed with attention disorder some time ago, a few years ago, which actually what you're saying is the same thing, right? Like we have our attention disorders because we're constantly trying to gauge what is going on with the place that we're sitting in, what's going on right next to us, who's saying what, each and everything about the room, about the energy is something that we want to absorb and then rectify it. So it actually worked in my favor in the business that I'm in. And I think if restaurateurs are not diagnosed with this, please go check yourselves.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure that there is
all
an
are.
underlying problem
Yeah.
with all my
all of us,
restaurant
yeah.
friends. But it's because, sometimes people will find it damn weird that I'm talking to them and I'm constantly like,
Yeah, man.
I'm
Look-
trying
looking
to
over
understand what's happening in the room,
Yeah.
or who's saying something else. And maybe people will find it damn weird, but
But I've actually seen you do.
there is
Okay.
something that there is something that I have to take care of at that time to make sure things don't shift in the room, right? The energy.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly at it, and then I can't have a straight conversation with someone until I'm in my own peace, own home, having a drink, talking to.
And you know the other person is also realizing it, but yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
But you can't help it.
He's done many times.
Yeah.
No, it happens to all of us. If we are
Except now
there,
it's big because I'm not sitting in my own restaurant.
I stop meeting people in my own restaurant because I can't do that, even if it's empty. But I'll still want to see things. Then you're not in a peace. So rather, I don't do any meetings in the restaurant now because the meeting is not productive. Like because I'm all over the place. So that's why now there's an office that we work in. Otherwise,
What
we
Aman
can't
is
work.
trying to say is doing very well, and he's got an office guy. So
That's what Karan is. And Karan as well.
Hello.
Hi, Chef.
What's happening, guys?
Oh my
I'm
god.
responsible
What
for
is
getting
this?
you.
Oh my
I'm
god.
responsible for getting you drunk as well. Apart from
I'm having
the beer.
coffee.
Jesus.
How's it going?
I'm having water.
I'm going to stick to coffee.
No. There's chili and there's vodka for you all.
Oh, God.
And these guys want me to do a game with you all. So I have some questions for you all, which I'll be asking you. And
Can
you
I
will-
just do the vodka and not the chili?
That's okay. That's okay. Till the time you're drinking, that's okay. Yeah. So the whole idea is I'm going to be asking you a few questions. I think 4 to 5 questions per person, and you can answer them. You can take your time to answer them. But if you want to avoid them, because some of them are really scandalous as well. I'm shocked what these guys have created. So if you don't want to,
So you've not created them.
no, not me. Not me.
That's okay. So we don't hate you.
Then it's fine. Then it's fine.
So if you don't want to answer them, then you just take a shot to avoid it, right? That's the whole idea.
That's 5 shots for you.
Yes. Nikki, the first one is for you.
Okay.
Tell us a little about your first wife. I'm just kidding. I haven't started yet.
I was like, I can't even drink. I can't even answer.
No, but I thought he was going to say Dishant.
Okay, cool. We'll start with Nikki, okay? So, Nikki, name a restaurant in Pune you think is charging luxury prices but serving average food.
I wish more restaurants were charging luxury prices, but let me think. Something is expensive.
It's easy. It's a very easy answer. Get away, please.
What a mad guy, dude. What a mad guy.
He's ready.
Mad on grill.
I think a bunch of restaurants in hotels. Now I understand hotel economics work differently, but a couple of them have gone to exorbitant with really average tier.
Yeah.
Should I name one?
You have to name one.
Taufi.
Oh.
I've never tried, so I have to give you the right answer. Cool. Should we do one by one? That'll be better, actually.
Yeah, so much to avoid that vodka shot. Man.
So this one's for you. Name one famous dish in Pune that everyone hikes, but you'd never order it in your life.
In Pune, everyone.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like a very hyped dish. Everyone talks about it. Is there something like that?
I mean, I'm not much for pastas, so it won't be right on top of the list for me.
But you think pastas what Pune hypes about?
I mean, there's a lot of people love pasta.
That's
I
true.
mean, it's okay.
That is
I like
true.
pasta
It's
too.
become a comfort.
We
it's
sell a
become like
lot of pasta, actually. Shockingly.
I mean, India is the only place where pizza pasta is a word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pizza pasta hai kya?
So you go to any joint, there's pasta, there's pizza. I'm not much of a pasta guy. So
You don't serve any pasta at Mad?
we do. I personally am not a pasta.
Yeah, but I really like your mac and cheese. Mac and cheese, have you done?
Yeah.
The baked mac and cheese?
You're asking me.
It's very nice. I've tried it long ago.
And you were small. All kids like mac and cheese.
I love mac and cheese.
You mean-
they want mac and cheese.
You mean
And that too, the
Oldie now,
craft-
he's 70-year-old
craft
guy.
mac and cheese. The OG boxed
you
mac
mean mac and cheese or you mean macaroni and cheese?
Macaroni, macaroni, aloo वो जो mom बनाती है. As Sindhi
Yeah,
households.
मैंने नहीं खाया वो.
As Sindhi
I used to
households.
judge those kids in school जो लेके आते हैं टिफिन में. रबर जैसी मकरोनी हो जाती है.
But वो macaroni नहीं, वो macaroni है.
Yeah, like masala. Macaroni. Good.
Maggi
Okay.
masala.
So you guys are literally doing a good job right now, right?
It's not
But-
easy.
Whose food would you trust more than your own for one meal? I mean, apart from food, when I say our restaurants, whose food would you trust? Like, if it was your last meal and you get a chance and you don't get to eat from our restaurants, is there someone who would you,
Like you mean one restaurant?
one meal, one last meal?
That's also easy.
That's easy.
That's easy.
Not Karan's restaurant.
Last time, buddy, yes.
Maybe Suki?
Suki, yeah, Suki is.
Well, thank you.
Last one for.
आप बहुत definitely have a vodka shot.
Okay. It's a simple one. What's one kitchen standard you know the industry talks about but rarely follow?
One kitchen standard.
Standard you can talk about in restaurant standard or industry standard that everyone talks about a lot but they rarely follow it.
Very few restaurants follow hygiene standards the way it's supposed to be followed. And no matter how much ever they say they do, but we definitely see cracks. Even as guests going to another restaurant and seeing them say.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, that was easy. Coming back to you. What's your biggest hospitality red flag when you enter a restaurant?
As soon as I enter, personally, terrible music or the wrong volume.
That also was easy.
So there have been
And he does.
there have been times I have walked in and walked out. Like I will not explore only more if it
Yeah,
if
the
it's-
energy
if
is
it's
not.
just
Yeah.
if it's just off.
It's Canada. Sorry. No way. Cool. Sudhir, you next. Yeah, short to below ek.
अच्छा कर रहे ना यार.
Okay, I wouldn't say.
I want vodka.
What's one customer habit that makes you instantly judge them?
Discounts. Before they even looked at the menu, we're asking for discounts.
Yeah.
So that is a complete put off.
You can still have the shot. Huh?
Yeah. It's strong. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
I love chilies.
Really? I love this one. Look
I
at it.
love green chilies. And I would.
भर के दे दो.
Hey, भर के मत दे.
Wow, yeah.
I want to understand
Good, huh?
this discount culture Is there anywhere else except Pune?
There is.
Where? Where have you seen it? I'm
I
curious.
think across.
I
is
don't
there.
agree. I mean, I've not seen that
ऐसे
while I was
blatant-
running restaurants.
ऐसे
in
I
Delhi.
think
blatant
India is
Gangna.
that. India is that.
No, I don't see that in Goa.
I don't see it anywhere yet. That's what I'm
We
asking.
have an outlet in Goa.
See,
and
I
we don't see
think
it in Goa at
it
all.
depends. You know, what happens is the entitlement that guests have today. There are two kinds of guests. One is like who become your maybe regular, they know you personally. That is one entitlement. And the other is when they say, oh, I am someone. Okay. So I've seen this more with people who say, oh, I know Aman, so I want to discover. Right? So then I'm like, you don't know me. So
You
don't
are
get
the
it.
you are the problem in your own restaurant, bro.
Karan would relate to it.
It's a fact.
Right.
No, in
I'm
his
sure
case,
you might
Yeah, man.
face
in his
this.
case, I know Karan, I want a chair to sit on.
Hey, come on. You always get a chair. From your home.
Aman, name one food influencer trend that damaged restaurants.
I think when influencers started showing themselves on camera more than the place or the food, and that's when people are, you know, not talking.
Confused, क्या
Confused.
क्या खाएंगे इस रेस्टोरेंट में जाके? मुझे ये वाली डिश चाहिए. Okay. If there was a movie made on Karan Khilnani, who would play the character of Karan Khilnani in that movie?
I don't know, Jim Carrey?
Jim Carrey.
Ranveer Singh.
Yeah, I wouldn't handle you under 2-3, but
You are, I mean, all of us are Durandar when it comes to the industry. Dealing with people, you have to get Durandar, I feel.
no, but to be bluntly honest, I mean, why would somebody make a movie on
Why not?
A comedy for sure.
Why not? I mean,
comedy?
you
No,
guys
A comedy.
have changed
Comedy
the way
of
people
errors.
understand food.
Comedy of errors.
I think there should be a movie. Through this channel, I want to just say it out loud. हमारे ऊपर एक movie बननी चाहिए यार.
Yeah.
The Pune chapter.
पुनः
the Pune chapter. कोई तो देख लो.
The tagline is that. We just came out of the show right now.
Okay, Nikki.
Take the production team का number लो.
Okay, Nikki. Now that you're not famous, but it says if you woke up famous tomorrow, what would be your first unnecessary luxury purchase?
That's tough one for Nikki.
Yeah, I think I have everything that I need.
Wow.
Unnecessary.
Unnecessary, which you don't need in luxury purchase.
Maybe buy into a restaurant that I think has potential, and be like, okay, कुछ कर सकते हैं इसके साथ. Someone struggling. If we can find more bandwidth, maybe I would like attempt that.
What a generous man. Yeah. Unnecessary expenditure.
Unnecessary.
Extra करेंगे हमें.
Unnecessary was the keyword.
Okay, Sudhir, yeah, what's one compromise you've made for revenue that might have hurt the quality of experience that one couldn't get at your restaurant?
Compromise. Oh. I don't think this
So many.
compromise on the does. I don't. I have not made a
You can have vodka.
I know he's doing it for the vodka. I know he's doing it for
Go
the
for it.
vodka.
No,
He said, I don't know thrice. तीन दे दो उससे.
It's a little strong. Yeah. I don't think I've compromised.
Interesting हो रहा है.
Okay, go ahead. Shoot.
Type of chili.
Yeah, actually.
So this is better.
Okay.
चलिए जी. अमन चल रही जी. What's one restaurant bill charge people complained about that is actually fair?
There's only
Discussion of the day.
I wonder what that is.
Even I would. I've removed it.
Sorry, guys.
You mean B?
I think Karan is still charging that.
Oh my god. Can you please justify why?
I don't know why.
Not for me, for the industry. For the industry,
Say it,
you should
answer it.
justify.
I think service charge.
And why? What do you think?
I think that's pretty important for the team that works behind it, and people don't understand that there's no tip culture we were talking about in India so much, and service charge is the only way we can, you know, have this going on. But again, there's a gray area.
See, I feel one of the reasons because it's just the few of us and we know how we operate. But what I feel is people in general think that service charge restaurants ले लेते होंगे और देते नहीं होंगे. So maybe as restaurateurs, how do we make it transparent so that I think we all should come together and talk about it, right? That there should be some transparency to it.
But this is more of a national issue. at some level. It's not a Pune issue or a our restaurant issue. It's more of a
What
national.
people don't understand is that the things that we actually take care of in their experiences, the soft touches from getting a valid ticket to getting a mop flow, or the floor mopped or breaking a glass. All these are costs, right? And the boys do it without
Yeah.
a charge, and that's a service charge, right?
I think the biggest problem in our country is that people feel अच्छा इसका restaurant है तो ये करोड़पति है,
Correct.
ये बहुत पैसे कमा लो.
Nobody understands that we also 15% margin.
Also, it's a very Indian thing. They think service is free because they don't see anything tangible. You know, that's why service in this country, because of the population, is free.
I agree. Well, yeah, there's one thing for sure. I mean, there's so much that goes behind in making one dish or serving you literally a cold coffee. There's so many people involved. But that's, I think once people realize that, that's what is outside. Now they realize the effort that people put. And that's why that tip culture is there. Somewhere.
I think we'll stop complaining about service charge if I understand what the guests feel कि demand कैसे कर रहे हो. But if the tipping culture from their side is in some way generous, then we will not put service charge. So the onus is back on them. You're complaining, cool. We'll remove it. Then tip well.
But like now
At
people
least
in
some-
US
Again,
are
but in
complaining for
India,
20% culture
the-
that they have in the US.
Yeah, but I'll give you an example of what happened to me in the US.
Yeah.
You pay a bill, and then the machine says
Tip.
15, 20, 25, 30.
Percent.
And
They're
that's the
suggesting
culture.
15.
This is the culture.
Culture.
15% minimum.
If you don't tip them, they follow you out.
No, and
Absolutely.
if you
Exactly
don't
what's
tip
happened.
them, if you don't
Follow
tip
you
them,
out.
they look down upon you.
Yeah.
And that's the culture that they build. We don't do that. Right?
And we don't need to do that.
We don't need to do
because
that.
that's like saying I'll stop giving you hospitality
If you don't
the
not
moment
all.
you stop.
Not all.
So then we don't want to do that because it comes from within that till the guest is in their car, we're going to be nice to them.
See, tip culture in India is अगर आपका 1980 रुपए का बिल है तो 20 रुपए बचे तो वो रख ले. That's the tip culture.
Change.
I think it's changing.
Though we also,
Very few people.
I think it's changing. I think when you and I
Very few people tip.
are of the opinion that when we go to restaurants, we drop a tip. I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of people like
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
And people do it, yeah. In today's day and age, at least the newer crowd, the Gen Z,
They do, yeah.
They understand.
no,
this
and
culture,
people
and they
think
understand
people
it.
think
Is what I see
restaurateurs
according to
make a lot of money.
That's
Make
true.
a lot of money. They think they're overcharging. This is the thing that isn't spread. And we ask the client, we ask the customer.
People
You
think
have a
people
problem
open
with the
restaurants when they earn so much money. That's why they open restaurants. That's the perception.
don't know, yeah.
People think okay, beer 125 का है,
they look at the
बेच रहे हो 450 का, 3x कमाते हैं. That's a dumb math people do. In, like 3x is the margin.
Yeah.
That's 300%.
Yeah.
We are under 20, so
Yeah.
like the gap is massive.
Yeah.
Karan, is there any industry secret that you've never said publicly? Is there one? If yes, can you share that today?
There's nothing that's a secret in the industry. Everything is out in the open. There's much more to learn.
So you have to have a shot.
You have to tell a secret. There's no secret.
No secret is
You're not-
that
you're
shot.
not letting go.
You have to tell a secret.
हर रेस्टोरेंट की 2 बीवी है, मैं बता रहा हूँ. हर रेस्टोरेंट ओनर की.
क्या?
मैं तो ओनर हूँ नहीं, मैं शेफ. मुझे बताओ.
2 बीवियां तो definitely है. One at work, one at home.
चाहिए भी एक्चुअली. काम की.
मेरी नहीं है, अभी मेरी नहीं है.
If FSSAI walked in right now, what are you praying that they don't inspect first?
Absolutely nothing because we got recently budged by them. So we have tightened all screws. I'll share the story. They had walked in a couple of years back and we'd received some samples of cheese from somebody saying try karo, how they, suppliers keep sending stuff. And we did not try them. And that packet expired. And they've come and they said cheese is expired. And we're like, hey, check our bills. We don't buy this cheese. It was a sample sent. But they dragged that case for 3 years.
Wow.
And I still went back. I got a court notice.
Oh.
So I've understood that
This
You
is
will
Fine off 85,000.
exactly that amount.
It happened with us. That's it.
Yeah. So
So once it happened with us also, no, initially. And Murphy's open. And it was that plastic lid or something.
Something exactly similar happened to that. It was a sample.
You're a sample. So
And this was a squad from outside somewhere. But then, yes, we actually started deploying more storekeepers right after this incident. In every restaurant, we have a storekeeper now to make sure that the store is taken care of.
yeah.
Ours was the funniest. I was doing trials for a new menu at Murphy's, and there was this, I think, manager or server जो हर रोज अपना टिफिन बॉक्स लेके आता था. तो वो ना प्लास्टिक के जो टेक अवे कंटेनर्स थे उसमें लेके आता था. एंड वो फिर खा के अंदर दे देता था, वो धुलने के लिए चले जाते थे. फिर किसी शेफ ने उसको यूज करके उसमें कुछ डालना शुरू कर दिया कि गार्निश डालना शुरू कर दिया. सो दिस वन लेडी वॉक्ड इन एंड शी सॉ दैट एंड शी इज लाइक वी नॉट अलाउड टू यूज दिस प्लास्टिक. And I was like, you don't use it anywhere. And I'm like, ये कहाँ से आया है? So he's like, वो शेफ खाना लाते हैं ना, हम उसको यूज करने लग गए क्योंकि हम इसको मुंह फ्री रख रहे हैं. I'm like, oh god! And because of that, 50,000 something fine.
Yeah.
No, we got because of that expired thing of some sample and a glass kept in the kitchen because somebody had water from it and kept the glass. So those are the two problems.
Yeah.
That's a tricky one. Even कभी कभी मैं भी रख देता हूँ.
Glass and it's a problem. Yeah.
Okay, one restaurant in Pune that you think deserves more success than it gets, it deserves more to talk about.
Madhouse Grill.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I've heard
think
like
so.
I'm new to Pune, but I've heard like when there was this time when there was like Osho was very big and then there were a lot of
It was.
foreigners and expat. They used to line up outside.
Yeah. The thing is also can't compete with the new guys like these youngsters who are here because of the size, limited funds, things like that. But the food is good. I can tell you that. You know? So yeah, we are trying to move with the times because I'm an old fuck, but we're trying to move with the times. But I think it requires, and I've been here only 2 years.
I beg to differ, but like there are times that I would walk into a Madhouse Grill or go to a Thai house
Yeah.
more than going to any of our restaurants because there's so much of a soul there.
Yeah. It's wholesome, you know.
So,
I mean, it's like
Competition is something that I wouldn't like care about, but because your product is completely different. Your product is you.
yeah.
Right?
So that's Mayuri. That's
Mayuri
synonymous
and you,
with
yeah,
Madhouse.
now- Yeah, now you, of course.
And not to get young people in, like in the 20s, 30s around. That's difficult.
I
Get the old regular.
I agree with Karan actually because once you go into an area of existing for so many years, then you are playing on again comfort, memory, nostalgia, which takes a decade to build, maybe year
Trust
minimum.
as well, right?
Yeah.
Because you
Trust
know-
the fact that you existed. A
Reliability.
bunch of people,
Yeah.
some of my friends who come from Bombay, Delhi, Port, you know, people staying there like, hey, one meal at Madhouse Grill has to happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think you're playing a game which is not a race with the new
No,
people.
no,
actually.
yeah.
Like true. Malacca Spice, man.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
clear example.
Yeah.
It's a pit stop to take, right? And we are all trying to like make that kind of sort of legacy. If
Yeah.
more than legacy,
It's a
I'll call it reliability in our business at least.
Yeah.
With whatever we do in our company, is that you should get consistent
Because
service, you know, and
21
the
years
kind of food
in
that
the
you
line.
get.
21 years is a long time.
It's a long time.
It's a long time.
21 years.
Bro, kudos, man. 21.
Yeah.
But actually, this is one thing that I love about Pune. अब दिल्ली बॉम्बे में है पुराने रेस्टोरेंट जो सालों से चल रहे हैं, जो मेरे दादाजी के टाइम से चल रहे हैं. But they're old North Indian butter chicken and all that. But you know, cool restaurants doing the kind of food he's doing, Arthur's theme. These are you see more of these in Pune. Like जो चल रहे हैं सालों से और ऐसा खाना दे रहे हैं. It's very interesting to see.
Yeah.
Cool. Who's next? Aman. How many times in a day do you lie to your wife?
Zero.
He's good personal, man.
Yeah, I thought it is.
Something you know about it.
How will we want to know? How will we confirm this?
नहीं नहीं ये क्वेश्चन
Can we
नहीं है.
just
It's
put
not.
her-
It's on.
Can we put her on loudspeaker and then you can...
The okay. Have you ever copied another restaurant and hoped that nobody noticed?
Must say, one aspect of the whole restaurant to copy.
पता नहीं कुछ भी. Something that you might have copied from a restaurant and that you knew that this is a copy of that restaurant and nobody noticed.
Yeah, we all. I've
ये
got,
दो है यहाँ पे पुणे में छोड़ो.
nahin, I've got an inspiration. So I think we all have evolved seeing things from each other, and we picked up things. But then we reached a point. Okay, now you know what? We can't do that. We need to do things differently. And yeah, at some level, yeah, I might have seen things at his restaurant and picked up. I might have seen things at his restaurant and picked up and try to do in our own way. But yeah, and sometimes I feel, yeah, I think it's now the way forward is not that. Yeah, we've gone through all that stuff as well across not just these two restaurants, but yeah, the reason the way I have learned all by seeing and putting in my own way things. That's how it is.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree because someone asked me once that, as a chef, have you copied, someone's food or something like that? And my mentor used to always tell me that, we're not born out of vacuum. We all take inspirations from everywhere.
Everything has been done somewhere or the other in the
Somewhere or
world.
the other, yeah. So
We all just pick things and make our own version
if
of it.
someone is coming to a restaurant saying, "Ye same kar do," that's a different thing. But you always get inspiration, na? I mean, this meal is also inspired from my trip to Turkey, where I saw a brunch similar, and I said, "Why don't we do it in?" So we all take inspirations.
Yeah.
I think which is fair in this industry. Anywhere, even artists take inspiration, right? Is there one ingredient that you think restaurants overcharge for?
Truffle.
I was just gonna say that.
Sorry, but like,
Yeah.
stop using truffle. Yeah. I mean, use it. Use the right ingredient. Use the black truffle that you get in the market, not just the truffle oil.
Yeah.
It's just overrated.
But I think customers are not educated also. I've had times when people, like at Farobi, there's a dish on which we put a thin slice of fresh truffle. And I've noticed so many times that people remove that slice, sit it back. Yeah. And I mean, obviously, again, it's about education as well as a chef. So we try telling them, I said, don't waste it, otherwise the dish is worthy to आलू है, इसके तो कुछ पैसे नहीं, मैं तो पैसे इसके ले रहा हूँ. Truffle के तो आप खाओ truffle. So, but then a lot of people also think that when you're putting truffle oil, because they're so used to truffle oil, and also because truffle is not something that you find in India, right? So it's not their fault, it's not anyone's fault. Even as a chef, I got introduced to it few years ago, right? उससे पहले मैं भी truffle oil ही डाल रहा था. But the flavor of truffle oil is like vanilla essence to real vanilla, right? So if you've tasted truffle oil all your life and suddenly I give you truffle, you're like, ये तो truffle नहीं है. So back in Delhi, we used to run this restaurant, a kulcha, we used to put fresh truffle on top. And then one guest said, ये क्या बकवास है? ये नहीं खाऊंगा मैं, truffle नहीं है ये. And then my chef, what he said is like, just pour truffle oil in it. So he did, and he's like, yeah, truffle. So a lot of people think that as well. So I think it's about what they're used to also. Who has more power in restaurants today? Owners, chefs, or influencers? I heard this similar question recently. Who's influencing who these days?
I think straight up owners, but they need to have the intent to exercise the power in the right way. If owners think that influencers can make their restaurant or give them the right start, then they've given their power to the influencer. If owners think that sirf amazing food, sirf and sirf, nothing else mein dhyan dunga will make it for me, then given them power to the chef. I think a glass. When somebody walks into a restaurant, you have to cater to all the five senses.
Yeah.
And a chef will look at his plate and how it smells and how it tastes, and an influencer will come and amplify it, but you have to then stand there and be like, wait, how am I making sure that all five senses are looked after? Is where my bum is resting, is this comfortable to the correct temperature, to the correct music, then to the correct food, and then to the experience from the server? So I think end of the day, it's the owner who has all the power, provided they want to exercise it.
Yeah, I mean, people are not just eating out because they're hungry. They're coming out for experiences now. Dining has completely changed. The whole idea of food and going out has changed, bro.
Yeah.
That's true.
I might get hated on, but it's more about validation now. Going out to a restaurant.
In some ways, not always.
Not always. Lots of people going out in Pune are trying to
See and to be
validate their
seen.
life or
No, see and to be seen.
to be seen.
See, but also
At certain places.
Where-
At certain places. Not
Yeah.
places like
Like
ours.
for me, like
Like for me, when I go to Easy, I say, oh, I met Karan. So it kind of boosts my.
yeah, but there's also like for people like me, like I'm in the kitchen all week long, right? I barely get time to. Literally in the last 3 years, you've seen me so many, like what, 5 times at
No, I was talking more of the influencers than
Oh, okay.
us going out.
Yeah, no, but like
actually
it
talking
was
about the
dining has also become that, like कोई मंदिर जाता है, ठीक है, शांति के लिए, किसी को अपनी लाइफ की मोनोटनी तोड़नी है, right? So I think that has also become that. Back to
Okay, Vardhan, tell me.
questions,
Shoot.
yes. if your restaurant staff wrote a secret review about you as a boss, what would the headline be or what would that review be? Is it something scandalous or is it something that
No, yeah. He'll be very बहुत अच्छा आदमी है. वो कभी गुस्सा नहीं करता है, कुछ नहीं करता है. Seriously.
अच्छा इंसान है?
अच्छा आदमी.
Sweet guy.
अच्छा.
Yeah.
चार क्यों वाई सीक्रेट?
हाँ. No, I've also bribed them. No? Nothing, no reviews.
It's a secret review.
हाथ पैर तोड़ेगा बोला उसको. बर्फ पिंडी.
Okay.
Get good reviews. पीछे गाली दे लेकिन रिव्यू अच्छे दे.
Aman, if your love life was described as a dish on any menu, what that dish would be called?
Mashed potato.
Sweet potato 69 is a dish on our menu at OI.
Love life as a dish. Wow. That's it.
नली निहारी.
क्या कर रहे हो सर आप लाइफ में?
I think the question गलत हो गया है. ये question पहले मेरे को पूछ.
वैलेंटाइन ला जाएगा तेरे पास.
What is that dish?
I think a dim sum basket with 3 pieces.
I think nice pasta.
Nice pasta is not a dish on any menu. ये क्या है? Nice pasta खाना है मुझे. What is the name of the dish?
ये वही है तुम्हारा पिज्जा पत्ता.
Pink sauce with this.
पिक चटपटा.
A 30-layer potato. Very tight.
Erica is calling you a potato, that too with 30 layers.
But why a 30 layer potato? You're a layered person, that's why.
There are different layers of a relationship.
Onion बोलना.
Huh?
But onion से ज़्यादा layers है. Farouk की 30 layers.
There are many layers. There are many layers which are attached together in a relationship.
Can we
like
just say he's a muff?
it's not about me.
Open muff.
Boom फिर के आलू.
It's about his love life. It's about his...
अच्छा love.
Ah, it's cool. Yeah,
Sorry man.
it defines different layers. Deep.
बच गया. Okay, last question of the day is, if your restaurant had a warning label outside it, what would it say?
Beware of the owner.
Beware of the owner? You don't seem like you're a very, you know, like,
My personality shifts.
गुस्से वाला
My
guy.
personality shifts from restaurant to restaurant.
yeah.
So which restaurant will say this?
Ego.
But why? And are there days when you're like really angry, or like we have to be like scared of?
No one has to get scared. No, but it's a disclaimer because we like the right crowd to come in, and then I get personal when the wrong crowd comes in. So
दो shots पी लिए हमने.
Okay, but guys, the questions aren't over. I think we'll flip the script.
Yeah.
We'll shoot some at you.
I'm the
Chef.
game master, not you.
Chef, are you ready for some questions from us?
Yeah, why not?
What percentage of farm to table do you believe is real?
In India or in general? Like in our scenario, right?
India and even little more hyper local, that'll be more relevant.
I think it's very difficult, yeah. Farm to table, you can only, I think, 35-40%. That too in very rare cases where a restaurant, like for example, for us, we can't source anything. Like it's like organic, you know how we talk about organic food on the dengue. It's very difficult. You can have few dishes, few items that you tie up to the farm, which can source you some kind of vegetables, and that too according to season. But in reality, very few restaurants can actually nail it. And even if they're doing it, it has to be a restaurant which is maybe a 20-seater. Then it's still possible. But a restaurant like ours, a 60-seater, it becomes very difficult. So I think not even 20% for a restaurant like Farah.
At what point will you be able to put that tag saying my restaurant is farm to table? When do you cross that line?
When first thing is depending on where are we located, like there are a lot of farms around Pune. Like we were at Cherish Farms a few days ago with the team, and Malacca Spice runs that farm, and they grow a few vegetables that they use on their menu as well. But they're very limited. There must be like 7, 8. I don't know the reality. Maybe there's more, but from what I saw, they were like 7, 8 vegetables that they're growing, and a lot of herbs like coriander and things like that. So I'm sure, again, either हम एक farm पे ही रह रहे हैं जहाँ पे एक छोटा सा restaurant है, be stable and like something like how Chef Pratik has Nar maybe but on a farm where they're growing things around them, then I think it's definitely
I'll give you an example. There's that Hotel Sandeep restaurant. So he's got his poultry farm, he's got his goat farm,
Does it?
he's got his vegetable farm in Nagar. So he's basically a mutton joint, mutton thali. So everything comes from there, including the water.
So, but that,
Tankers
means,
come.
that must be like
So
huge. Right?
He's got his keys, or everything comes from his farm.
Yeah,
Air
so
with-
again, like, yeah, or you have that kind of money where you can actually do it, then it's definitely possible.
And he's got lots of these all over the place.
But again, your Sandeep caters to so many people in a day. Right?
They're
Or
large.
like a scale like 60-seater, if you end up having your own farm, it's impossible to eat and survive, right? So I think that's what I feel.
Okay. Next one. What's one restaurant trend you secretly think is embarrassing?
Social media पे chefs dance कर रहे हैं to promote their food.
ये क्या हो रहा है यार?
बहुत जगह है
तेरा algorithm पक्का हो रहा है बड़ा.
No, यार. I see so many places where
ये देखो डांस
I
कर रहा है.
mean,
Follow.
I mean, it's not their fault either because social media has become so scary that see a lot of people don't know क्या करना है. They're just following trends. You'll see some cafe in Pune जहाँ पे literally उनकी social media manager अंदर आके शेफ खोल रहे हैं, so डांस करके दिखाओ. ये एक ट्रेंड है जिससे वो ऐसे ऐसे कर रहा है, ऐसे ऐसे कर रहा है, just to promote. I think that's very, but they don't know, right? I'm talking, okay, we know, we have our social media teams, we're well informed. But again, not everyone does it. They just have one social media company that they've hired, they rented out, and they expect them to just do a campaign for them. So I see lots of restaurants doing that. So that is embarrassing.
Yeah, for sure. Social media is quite embarrassing.
Okay, so next.
Got it.
Sudeep? How many more
Oh, yeah.
tickets coming out, man?
No. If you woke up with 100 crores,
Only crores.
but couldn't run restaurants
Okay. Who wants
anymore,
to do that?
anymore, what career would you choose?
If I woke up with 100 crores, why the fuck would I choose a career? I'm leaving and spending that. क्या छोड़िए जिंदगी?
Invest in something, he's saying.
I will invest in Pokemon cards.
100 crores?
Yeah,
For the Pokemon?
absolutely. I will invest a lot of money in Pokemon cards and trading cards because I still do. I do invest a lot of money in them, but I think that's a good opportunity.
Nikki, what would you do if you got 100 crores?
I would build,
Buy more restaurants?
no.
You can't be in the business.
No restaurant.
I would build a fuck off pad.
Fuck off, man.
A fuck off pad. You'll be invited.
Like Vijay Mallya.
Like get a nice
इस पैड पे क्या हो?
whatever happens on that pad stays on that pad. But
We'll
Pad
be
is definitely going to be in Delhi.
not at all.
not
But yeah, a nice large piece of land where there are animals and there is some.
Why
sort
would
of
you call a
farming.
fuck off part with animals? What are you doing on that?
it's not
It's
not to
fucking
fuck
pad, it's a
there.
Fuck off pad.
it's
you
fuck
just-
off. You go
Yeah,
there.
in one direction.
अरे मैं कह रहा हूँ मतलब वहीं पे उस जानवर को काट के खाएंगे क्या होगा ये मेरा कहने का.
See?
Lot of animals क्या होता है?
He's talking as a chef. Again.
No,
But
animals as pets.
खाना नहीं खा रहा है.
Pets.
Okay, last question to Vardhan. If you woke up as a customer at your restaurant, what would you secretly complain about? Woke up as a
I would complain about the chef because my wife would be just eyeing him all the time. That's good answer. That happens to me all the time. Nice. Okay, now the last game of the day is called Password. मैं भी पहली बार खेल रहा हूँ. Okay, quickly I'll give you.
सात घंटे हो
word.
रहे हैं.
I mean, like we'll start.
You
in
show it to
teams.
us, right?
Yeah. So Aman and Karel, you are in one team. Sudhir and Nikki, you are in one team. I'll be giving you a word. Say this is the first word. Do not show it to Aman, and you receive the exact same word. Okay.
After.
I can just see that.
No, just you can keep one with you. Keep it with you if you want. And now you gotta give them a one-word clue to both of them, and they have to guess this word. And if they're
one
not
at a
able to
time.
do it, then we repeat it until they're able to.
You start.
So
he
who
doesn't even know what the word means.
You can. Karan can start. Aman has to guess it.
Yeah.
He'll give you a
Wow.
clue.
Give a clue.
Sentence or a word?
Word, single word.
Certification.
Oh, that's an easy one. Yeah, it's very easy.
Is easy.
certification means Reward?
Tire. Certification award tire. Come on.
About tire.
Certification award tire.
Hmm.
Okay.
You got it.
It's an award for tires.
He's singing single model.
Okay. What color?
No, wait.
He got it.
What?
He got the answer. So you got to finish.
Michelin.
Michelin,
Oh,
yes.
Michelin.
You got it right. Right. Perfect. Good one. Second word. This is
And now-
the favorite guest of yours.
And now Sudhir will start.
Yes.
Thank you.
Dairy free.
Vegan.
Wow.
Got it in
I had the
one
exact same word to say. Is that-
Yes, Soch. Very good. Okay. We'll start with Karan now.
Yeah.
Can't say 2 words, huh?
No.
No.
Yeah.
If he can't guess, then you again go. So you keep going till then.
He has,
No.
he has to also guess, no? If we both are equally bad, then we have a chance.
Aman.
Let's do it.
Pasta.
That was my word.
Spaghetti.
Bite.
Oh, the Italians say, no?
Yes, yes,
The hard, what is it called? The hard one.
Yes,
Got it.
yes,
Sudhir,
yes,
wow,
yes.
man.
They can take a time.
Yeah.
To do this.
Yeah.
That
That नहीं होगी भाई.
No, I can think of picante, but actually it's the bite. The you want the pasta al
What
dente.
picante?
Al dente.
Yes.
Al dente. Mr. Talreja.
okay then. Cheers.
Secretly, I haven't wanted a shot. Okay, the last one then. This is the last one. You guys have to go say.
And who starts?
Soup.
Soup. Can I guess? I can think of a million things. Soup.
Can I guess?
Can I give another clue?
No.
I can't give another clue.
No, in the next chance. In the next chance, you can give. If he doesn't guess it, then you get a lot.
Noodle?
Noodle, no.
You have
You
to
have
say
to
no?
give a clue. Give another clue. now.
I had a dumb,
I don't know.
No,
You
he
have to
has
give a clue, yeah.
I had a dumb friend. This is fucking reference. I mean, noodle soup bol raha hu.
Okay. He said soup, you said?
Noodle.
Oh.
Easy, yeah.
Oh. I know, yeah.
Oh.
Oh. He's saying soup to understand, no? Where it's coming from.
So you bata do answer. You
Drink.
bata hai.
I think, huh?
Drink.
Drink?
Sip.
What's the same?
Sip?
Hmm.
Did you just say sip? It changed my fucking...
Because I know what it is, I think.
First course.
Arif,
I mean, sorry.
Say what you think. What do you
he
think?
said
You
no
said
first
sip,
course.
no?
Sip. What do you think? What is it?
He said first course. Is it right or wrong? If it's not,
First
that's a
course?
one.
No, then it's wrong. Then
No, what's your answer?
You have to.
So he said first and saying answer, bro. I was talking
What is
about
your
the first
answer?
course.
What is your answer?
No, so he said sip. I'm going to think now.
Okay,
Yeah.
think.
You said soup.
मेरा
You
काम
said
है नहीं.
sip. Soup and sip.
Actually, मैंने गलत बोल दिया
बहुत
कुछ.
ज़्यादा.
Wait, let me change that.
Soup और sip क्या है?
I confused you. I confused. Let's
So
go
next.
there. What are you thinking? Answer that. Wait. He hasn't answered.
No, I don't want to answer.
ठीक है. Next.
You don't want to.
Stock.
Huh?
Stock.
Stock.
Umami.
No.
No, your turn. Come on.
Oh, okay. Now I know.
What?
Anyways, I can't.
Broth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't say broth.
You got it.
Yeah.
तो पहले भी यही बता देखो.
नहीं.
अच्छा.
I was going to say, you were thinking of Brothel.
खेला समाप्त किया जाए अब. Okay, gentlemen. Last one for the day. Pick one each. There's a blindfold. Do not cheat.
Okay.
Please wear it properly. दिखना नहीं चाहिए आपको.
Okay.
I've made a simple dish for you guys.
Okay.
I'm gonna present it in front of you. You can eat it with your hands. If you want to use cutlery, you can use that. And after you eat this, first thing is you gotta understand आपने क्या खाया and what according to you guys is in this dish. So you're gonna tell us the ingredients of the dish. Also, you're a restaurateur, so you should kind of know that's what the whole idea is. That's why we're playing this game.
Thanks for the pressure.
Yes. Can we get the dishes out?
All right.
It's just one dish, okay?
We are sharing or we all have it?
No, sharing कैसे करेंगे यार? Yes, can we get the dish?
But how do we know where to go for it?
I'll hold your hands. if
Go
you
for
want
it.
to.
Oh,
I can smell it. It's in front of me.
You said something, na?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you. So, Nikki, the dish is exactly in front of you.
Okay.
Okay.
Just make me touch the
Yes.
side plate.
Yes.
Is it a plate or a bowl?
It's a tiny plate.
Okay.
Okay. Karan, yours is yet to come.
Oh.
The other plate that you can feel it has cutlery. You can eat it with your hands. You can feel all the ingredients. So the dish has few elements in it. Okay. There are a few elements in it, and you can eat it in one go. You can try all of these elements separately, and then whenever you're done, all of you then will get rid of these. Okay?
Kebab.
So we can eat now?
Yes, go ahead.
Chard.
अबे क्या बोल रहा क्या है
Oh,
यार?
sorry.
I know what it is.
To take. Can I speak though?
No, so yeah, you can talk right now, but do not tell the ingredients so that the other people don't understand.
But why we're a team, yeah?
You know,
That's the whole point.
Everyone has the same dish.
Yeah, all of you are eating the same dish.
This is really fucking good.
Should we open now?
I know the
No,
dish.
once everyone's done.
Hmm.
Too good, bro.
Thank you.
But instead of the bread, you use something else. It's nice.
Yeah.
The tasty mezzo.
So we've changed the ingredients somewhere here and there. So you can guess.
Now you open?
So is everyone done? No, not yet. Not
Yeah,
yet.
yeah.
Not yet. There's still some food left on Sudhir's plate.
go yeah.
So देखिए का vodka होगा उधर.
Link de kya?
Yeah.
Aaj
So,
link de kya?
Done?
cool. Now you know. So whoever guesses the most amount of ingredients, please write your name so that I know.
I don't know the spelling, okay?
Okay, now you can remove.
बोल दे? Can I?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Cool.
So what ingredients you want me, right?
Yeah, if it's a chicken, fish, mutton,
हाँ.
prawn, कौन सा मसाला गया होगा, नमक, काली मिर्च, प्याज,
No,
टमाटर.
वो सब नहीं मालूम ना. We know the dish.
No, you have to tell the ingredients. Whoever guesses the most amount of ingredients according to you, क्या क्या जाना चाहिए इसको बनाने में, that's what you gotta tell.
Sorry about the spellings, but whatever.
Yeah, that's fine. If you think इसमें मैदा है, आटा है, कुछ भी जो भी है. Also, I just give you 30 more seconds to think and write, and then we do this.
समझ जाओ ना?
हाँ?
समझ जाओ.
हाँ, बिल्कुल. So you have 15 more seconds, guys.
Oh.
And
Here's
time's
what
up.
it is.
Okay.
Time's up.
Okay.
Cool. Time's up. Okay.
All right.
There's onion and all.
Cool.
I'm not
So let's start from Sudhir. He has guessed.
I don't put all, but yeah.
So he's guessed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ingredients, out of which 1, 2, 3, 4 ingredients are right. So
All right. The score is 4.
Onion with the base.
yes.
Okay.
This one's Nikki?
Yeah.
Okay. So he has guessed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 again, and 3, 4, 5. 6 are correct.
Oh wow.
Wow. He
Nikki's in the lead. Then Mustatil Reja.
knows this shit.
I'm like Salah.
Hey dish.
I'm like खिला दिया मुझे इसने meat. I knew it.
Convenience.
Okay.
So Aman guessed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
Wow.
12.
Oh, that is
Wow,
fast.
good one.
Okay, out of which he is.
Don't be biased, huh?
No, I won't. 1, 2, 3, 4. 10 ingredients are
Wow.
correct. I wasn't expecting that. And then last is Karan. So let's see how many you guessed right.
Clearly the winner.
Some balls to speak so soon.
I mean, I know Karan, so I
Karan
can.
guessed 10 ingredients.
So it's anyway,
And out of them, 9 are right.
lost
Oh,
by
wow.
1.
So Mr. Talreja took.
What is wrong in mine? Oh, I'm bringing
one.
Galati on top.
Yes,
अच्छा,
that's,
वही
that's,
ना।
that's about
Galati,
it.
yeah. Everybody knows
Other-
that.
all of
एक
you
सही
are-
बोलते तो और
बाकी सब सीधा ना?
सब सही था
यार देखो यार सीनियर.
मान गए हाँ मान गए.
Thanks यार.
So we have our winner, Mr. Talreja.
Thank you.
What
As
does
a
he get?
winner,
What does
what do you get?
I think just let's go.
Okay.
हो गया. Long day.
खेला समाप्त करा जाए.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you guys. Thank you everybody.
I hope you guys had a good time.